All right, you guys. Uh-oh, my camera's a little messy. What's up? What's up? What's up? Hello. If you guys can hear and see me clearly, go ahead and drop a one in the chat box. If you can hear and see me loud and clear, drop a one in the chat box. Let me know. I just want to make sure. Okay, perfect. The ones are coming in a little slow on this end, but I can see them. That means y'all are here. Y'all can hear me. I see y'all over here on Instagram too. What's up, you guys? Everyone is here, and I'm super, super excited. Y'all, we are back with Money Shop Mondays. And if y'all are new here, y'all need to get caught up. But if you are OG, what's up? If you are new, actually put drop first time in the chat box if this is your first time to Money Shop Mondays. Drop first time. If you're a first timer, let me know who's new here. I just want to know just who you guys are. Okay, I see the ones rolling in. I see a few OGs on here. I see Janice. I see Denise on this call. Hi, you guys. Okay, cool. Okay, I see y'all. I see y'all. I love it. So the first timers are rolling in. Nifty's here for the first time, aka Tank is here for the first time. Alicia is here for the first time. Tony's here for the first time. I love it. Well, you guys, for all of y'all or who are here for the very first time for Money Shop Mondays, I just want to say a warm welcome to you guys. And I'm glad you're here on this call because if you're here, that means you are serious about growing and scaling your photography business. You are beyond wanting to just be a hobbyist. You want to take it a one step further, then this call is for you. And Money Shop Mondays, y'all, I'm gonna let you know now. We do not talk about the technicals. I love talking about lighting and composition and f-stops and all those things. I'm a nerd about all these things. However, we are great artists, but sometimes we miss the business part. And so that's what Money Shop Mondays is all about. If you are absolutely new here, just to go ahead and formally introduce myself, my name is Mecca. I'm an Atlanta-based brand photographer. I'm a business coach, and I started a community organization called Black Girls Shoot. And I'm all about helping other photographers grow and win in this space because I've been there, y'all. I've been there. Now, before we officially get started, I have a ton of value for you guys. So I want to, first off, I want y'all to make sure y'all are taking notes. So if you have a notepad, I hope you guys drop a two in the chat box. If you got, okay, we got a few more first timers on here. I love it. Timely is new here too. But y'all drop a two in the chat box if you got your notepad and your notes ready to go because y'all, I got a whole presentation. I got a whole thing laid out for you guys. So I want to make sure y'all are getting tons of notes, getting plenty of value from this because I feel so confident that this is going to change somebody's life today, elevate somebody's business today. So who has their notepads ready to go? Janice says she has her notepad ready to go. I love it. I love it. Who else is coming in with their notepad? I love it. Now, last thing I want to ask you guys is, do I have permission to keep it real with y'all? This is a touchy subject. I know if you're here from my previous post about discounting your services and why I don't think you should be discounting your services, y'all will know I definitely ruffled a few feathers. Just go look in the comment section. You'll know what I'm talking about. But you guys, I want to just see if I have permission to keep it real with y'all today and just really give y'all what's the truth and honest about what it takes to truly build your photography business. Because this is not somebody said, please keep it real. Yes. I love it. Keep it 100. Okay. So I am talking to the right people. Because I'm gonna be honest with y'all. I can't be soft and be the nice, sweet onset Mecca and then have y'all make real transformation by sugarcoating everything, right? You don't make transformation. You don't change if everything's only given to you sweetly or if only things and no one's telling you what's the real or what is really going to take to really level up and grow your business. So listen, you guys, I promise, I make one promise to you guys today. It's just always keep it real with y'all through the entirety of this call. or the entirety of this webinar. Now that we got that off the table, right? We know we know that I have the freedom. Y'all already said it. Phil, y'all said it. I can keep it real. If you didn't say it, then I'm sorry. Look, you just don't have to, you don't have to take it how you get it. But getting straight into you guys. Now, this. Okay, perfect. So if you're here, you know we're going to be talking about how to stay booked without discounting your services. Now, like I said, internet was up in flames last week when I said that you should not be charging $100 or discounting your services. Especially if you are a dope photographer, you should not be discounting your services to $100. I think that's crazy. And let me tell you why. Because if you're probably on this call, and if any of these relate to you, and if this is you at any point in time, then I want you to drop a me in the chat box if this is you. But if you're on this call and you're tuning into this webinar, then that means you're probably a dope photographer, right? You're killing it, right? You're killing it on the technical side. Everybody wants to book with you. Everybody wants to work with you. All your friends and family always asking you to bring your camera everywhere you go. But oftentimes you are feeling burnt out from taking every single client or every single opportunity that comes your way just to keep cash flow coming in. If that's you, if you've done this before and that's you, drop a me in the chat box. If you are taking on every single person that comes your way just because you need cash flow, your rent is due, you have something to pay for, you have, there's just something coming up, life just be lifing, and you like, okay, I don't really shoot birthdays, but I'm gonna take birthday shoots anyway. I don't shoot maternity, but I'm gonna figure out how to shoot some pregnant lady today because rent is due, right? If that's you. Okay, cool. Now, oftentimes you are still feeling frustrated because people keep telling you you take amazing work, you take amazing photos, right? However, finding quality leads consistently just doesn't seem like it's just far few in between, or it's like a struggle. Brooklyn said, OMG, yes, girl. KM just said, me. Okay, I just did a maternity shooting. Child, I'm tired. That's what Elisa said. Okay, cool. Or maybe you find yourself sometimes on social media and you're scrolling, right? It might be in the middle of the day and you're just scrolling. And you find yourself sometimes comparing yourself to other photographers in your city who are in other cities who are just booked up. It just looks like they're always booked and busy. And you're just wondering, what are you doing wrong? Have you had that thought too? If that was you, just drop me in the chat box. You're like, what am I doing wrong? Everybody seems to be all booked up every single day. Mecca's posting a new client. Adonis is posting a new client. Stefan's posting a new client. And I'm just wondering what's going on. Why can I? Like, their work is not that much better than mine. Y'all can, like I said, y'all can keep it real. If you thought that, you're like, this person's work is not that much better than mine, but why are they booked up and I'm not? Right? Or let's say if you're on this call and you're not full-time yet, right? But you've been wanting to go full-time. You've been wanting to build a sustainable business that's going to support both you and your family if you do or don't have a family, but you're just not sure how to get there yet. If that's you and I'm talking to you and you're on this call, let me know. Not the work though. Okay, cool. So honestly, I feel like at that point, I feel like I've covered every single basis of all the people on this call. And if I missed you, then at some point in time, I'm gonna touch on you at some point in time in this call. Because honestly, you guys, this business and building a photography business or building a business that you're truly passionate about, it's a roller coaster. It's a roller coaster. And I want to say that because I've been on this roller coaster. And honestly, y'all, I've been on this roller coaster for, let's say, about 3.5 years now. And it's not easy, but it doesn't have to be hard. I'm going to give y'all some solutions. Feel like I can do so much more. I feel that. So A1 says she feels like, or he says he can feel like he can be doing so much more. Or I definitely could go full time. Sorry, I'm just reading the comments simultaneously. Okay, but yes, like I said, you guys, I've been on this roller coaster with you guys. So I know how it is. I know these struggles that you're going through. I know the mental battles, right? When I first started photography, I started off. Sorry, I asked all those questions. When I first started photography, I started off as a server, right? So it was 2020. So let's go back all the way to 2020, 2021. When I graduated college, it was pandemic time. And so when I graduated, I thought I was going to get a job in film. I thought I was going to be working. I had all these big dreams. And life just said, girl, no. So I found myself in a place where I was serving, right? At the time, I took great work, y'all. Y'all couldn't tell me I wasn't confident in my work because I knew my work is good, right? Everybody was telling me, like, this was some of my old projects, you guys, I wanted to pull up and share with y'all. This is some of the stuff that I was shooting, but at the same time, I was shooting all this dope work, but I just was not getting the clients that I wanted to work with, right? I was so frustrated. I could not figure out what I was doing wrong, why my work wasn't, why people weren't finding me, right? I just knew it. I was like, something's not right. And couldn't figure out why I couldn't even go full time in my business and why I just felt stuck, right? I just felt stuck for a long time. If that's you, you just let me know. But yeah, I just kept feeling stuck. I couldn't figure out why I just wasn't booking my clients and booking the clients I wanted to. And more importantly, just consistently, right? It wasn't about booking the clients, right? Everybody was hitting me up for their birthday shoots. Everybody was hitting me up for random grad shoots, right? But that's not what I wanted to do, right? So what was keeping me stuck, right? Kept finding myself in a place, especially when you move to a new city, especially that, right? So I kept finding myself in a place where, okay, I figured out I was stuck, right? And I needed to charge the correct rates. But the problem with that was why I wasn't charging my correct rates is that I didn't really truly believe and I wasn't confident enough that people would actually pay me what I was worth to go full time, right? Or people would not actually pay. I didn't have the confidence to figure out that people would actually pay me in general. Like, let's just leave it, call it a buck or call it what it is. I didn't think people would actually pay me. So that left me in a place where I was stuck. My mindset was shot. At this point, my entire confidence level even in my work started to go down because I just didn't think I was good enough, right? Even I'm gonna be even real with you guys, even more real. Like I was in Essence, and even then after that Essence project, I was on a high from that. I was like, oh my God, I'm back, I'm up, I'm doing amazing. But then I was like, why am I still not getting booked consistently? Now, you guys, the only thing that needed to change for me, right, to get from that place of feeling stuck, needing to feel like I had to discount my services, needing to feel like people weren't going to pay me what I was worth, was honestly, it was one simple thing. It was one simple thing. I had to, one, get out of my own way. I had to shift my mindset. And another thing is I had to invest in mentorship outside of just my photography skills. I was at every single panel discussion. I was at every single shoot and sip, paint and what is it? Shoot and sip, something like that. Yeah, shoot and sip. I don't know what these things are called nowadays, but I was at every single workshop, going to and just leveling up my technical skills consistently. And even though I want to say that is super important, I want you guys to continue to do that. If that's where you're at, please keep doing that. However, investing in knowledge on how to level up my business skills and build my confidence on a business level was what really was going to what really transformed me, and elevating my mindset and embracing the idea of failing forward, or always constantly failing forward and moving forward in that way. So y'all, the main mindset shift that I needed to have, and this one thing I want you guys to have, is shifting from thinking like a hustler to thinking like a hustler. Let's talk about the hustler's mentality, right? So when I was thinking like a hustler and I was only focused on hustling and making money and only using my camera to profit, that left me in a bad place, right? Because regardless of what skills I had, or regardless of what was going on, I was just taking every single client to just shoot them just to make some money, right? I was taking birthday shoots, grad shoots, taking maternity shoots. And if you want to go back and look at some of my page and go all the way back to like 2021, 2022, you'll see exactly what I'm talking about. And when I was in that season, my only intention there was to just make money, right? So I was just trying to hustle, and that worked for a bit, right? So in 2021, I'll tell you guys, in 2021, when I decided to take that leap of faith and just go full time, I made over $50,000 in the last 4 months of my business. Now, when I saw that, I was like, oh my God, I'm up. I'm up. I was like, I'm lit. Like, I was like, you can't tell me nothing. I was like, my confidence, my chest was up high, except my confidence was only tied to the amount of money that I made, not the people that I was helping or who I was serving, right? So you can only imagine what happened after that. I was burnt out, right? I was opportunity hungry, right? Every opportunity that came my way, I was fishing for it just to try to find the next new thing, right? So what that ultimately did is that left me burnt out. I was booked and busy, but I was also burnt out and broke, because by the time the next year had came along, I didn't want to shoot anyone. Right. I didn't have a focus. I didn't have an intention behind what I was doing. And so once again, I still felt in a place where I was stuck. right? And then another thing is I was always constantly seeking microwave results, right? I see that a lot. And I'm talking about this because if you guys are currently doing it, or if you're in a place where you're like, hey, I just want results fast, I just want something quick, I just want to book the next client quick, I want you to shift that a little bit. Because when you're seeking fast results, right, things that come to you quickly, you don't have time to let things marinate and build upon each other, build upon itself, right? So that's why I want to say, I want you to slow down and throw away the hustler's mentality, right? When you're only thinking about, hey, I'm just trying to make money. And I understand a lot of you guys are saying, when I was reading the comment section, a lot of you guys are saying, hey, I'm gonna run a discount if rent is due. Or these things come up, right? Life is just lifing, right? You want to run these discounts really quickly and you want to do these things really quickly. But this is the only thing it leads to, is you're going to always constantly be racing and chasing the next thing if you don't actually build something with true intention. Okay. So now let's shift I had to shift my mindset from thinking like a hustler to then thinking like a business owner, right? So what that meant for me is that I needed to start putting people over profit. I had to start putting my clients first. I'm not just putting my clients first, but putting the people that I'm looking to serve, right? Or putting the customers and what they needed in mind, put that first. Now, when it comes to, if you look up what the definition of a business owner is, or I think it was, y'all don't quote me, I don't know his name, Richard Branson. His definition of a business owner is basically a problem solver, right? So basically, when you're a business owner, you need to build with the solution to other people's problems in mind, right? So if you're a maternity photographer on here and you're listening to me, then as a maternity photographer, problems that moms have, right? Their feet are swollen. So give them a chair when they're on set, right? That's something you can help somebody with. They're finding dresses, right? You have a million things to worry about. You got to set up a crib, set up a nursery. You have a million things to worry about. Now, when it comes to your maternity shoot, now you should easily have dresses on set for them. For me, I'm in the branding space. So coming up with solutions for my clients look like, for me, was helping them with posing, right? Creating guides for them, all these things, creating solutions for that client and becoming the business owner, right? And creating all my packages and everything around that specific client and what they needed. I plan for longevity. Making plans for longevity is the biggest shift I made, right? I was thinking at first, when I was thinking like a hustler, I was like, okay, this bill is due. I gotta run this, take this many shoots. I don't care how many clients I'm gonna take, or I need to take, or I don't care what type of photo shoot it is. I just need to take as many clients as possible so I can pay this one thing, right? And then, but I don't really care about the client. I'm just trying to make the money so I can just pay this off real quick, right? So I'm not planning, and I wasn't thinking the mindset for longevity. So I want you guys to start planning for longevity for your business. Think about your brand as like something you're going to ongoingly build, right? And then you're going to take every action with intention. So I'm going to show you guys some techniques and some ways, and I should want you guys to tune in and really take your notes on this next portion, because I'm going to show you exactly how you're going to shift from moving as a hustler to now moving as a business owner, how you're going to move with more intention, right? And then finally, last thing I did was pricing my services for profitability. As a business owner, a lot of times we miss this, right? We miss this so bad, is where we are pricing because, the next person we're watching, and drop a one in chat box if you've done this. You've either gone to another photographer's page and you're like looking on their website to see what kind of what are they charging for their services, and you just duplicate that exact same thing. You may charge just a little bit less than what they're charging, just to all in the sake of being competitive, right? If that's you, if you've done that, let me know. Let me know. Or maybe you charge based off of, maybe Brianna said me, Dayla said me, Dontriel said me, right? Or maybe you like charged based off of just what you were comfortable or what somebody told you they were willing to pay you, right? Y'all, you cannot build a business like that. You cannot build a business, at least not a profitable one. Because what's profitability, or what's profitable, is what allows you as the business owner to stay in business, right? So if I'm charging maybe, let's say for the sake of me being bad at math, $500 for a photo shoot, right? Stefan, the first person I'm looking at, Stefan is charging $400 for a photo shoot, but my rent is maybe $1,000, but Stefan is charging $400 because he can do that. He doesn't have rent, right? But I'm adjusting my prices to look like his, and I'm going to be competitive, so I'm going to charge $350. right? So I'm going to drop my prices down lower to be competitive, but it doesn't even meet my overhead. It doesn't even meet the baseline of what I need to sustain and live. You guys see where I'm going with this? Okay, I'm trying to make sure we're still on the same page, because if y'all are not pricing for profitability, you have no business. You are the business. Stefan said, I live with my mom, so I can charge whatever I want to. So, y'all, like I said, pricing for profitability is the key to this. And y'all, this is exactly why we cannot discount your photography services. First things first, first reason why you cannot discount your photography services, and this is where I want y'all to start taking notes. One, it cheapens your brand. Argue with your mama, don't argue with me, but it cheapens your brand. If you're the photographer that is running a special every often, or is running specials often, you're going to find it challenging to demand a higher price point, because you've conditioned your audience to always be waiting for you for your next discount to book you. I'll say it again. If you're always running for specials, you're going to find it challenging to demand a higher price point, because you're conditioning your audience. You're conditioning people how they're going to treat you and how they're going to work with you. Because if I know that Don Julio has $100 shoe special every single week, why am I going to be paid? Why would I go to Don Julio's page and book his $500 package if I know, and I look on I just wait on Instagram, and I just know, and I can expect it, that he's going to drop $100 shoe special at some point in time. It makes no sense. I wouldn't do it. I'm just going to wait. Same thing with Fashion Nova, you guys. I would not dare, if I'm going to buy an outfit from Fashion Nova and go on there, knowing dang on well they're going to send me a BOGO email every single week or every other week, shipping's free every other week, I will not be paying full price for anything that they offer me. And I know now, we all know that realistically that's not their price. Like, we already know what they do for real. But y'all see what I'm saying with this, right? Like, I'm not going to go on Fashion Nova. Why would I even pay that much if I know they're going to send me a discount, right? Why would I pay full price for, let's say, McDonald's, if I know that I can just go on my McDonald's app and there's always going to be a discount there waiting for me? Think about your brand the exact same way. When people always know that you're going to be dropping a new sale every week, they're not going to want to book you at a higher price. It just doesn't make sense, right? I wouldn't dare do it. Okay. So I want you to understand your photography services is a luxury. It's a luxury service. What you do, the skill set that you have, people can do it, but not a lot of people can do what you do. So treat it as such. I still go on set to this day, and people will still say to me, "Oh, your camera takes nice photos," right? We hear that all the time, and I always crack up. But little do they know, anytime someone says that to you as a photographer, you always know that the wheels start turning in your head, where you're like, "Hey, I had to set this f-stop for this to look like this. I had to put my lighting a certain way for this picture to look like this," right? I had to set up all these lights and change this and adjust my aperture and adjust my shutter speed and put the right lens on and get the right angles and composition, right? Our technical brains start churning, right? Because we knew what actually goes into this picture. And a lot of people don't know that. And that is a skill set to have that should be valued. Okay. So if we don't see Louis Vuitton, Mercedes-Benz, and Hermes giving out discounts, I don't want y'all doing it either. Okay. So next point, you'll only attract price shoppers, right? So once again, going back to my last point, how you're conditioning your audiences goes straight into who you are attracting, right? So if you're attracting the people who are like only buying or shopping with you when your services are discounted or quote unquote affordable, then those are the people you're going to constantly attract. Right? People who don't value, you're not attracting, when you attract people who value money over your services or what you're offering, I'm telling you now, those are going to be the worst clients you'll ever have. I'm telling you, we've all seen the post, right? Where you have the $500 client, right? And you send them off an edit, or you send them off your gallery, and they come back with a million different revisions talking about, hey, can you fix this? Can you do this? Can you adjust my hair? Can you make this? And they expect perfection out of you, right? Because they value that dollar over trusting you, right? But when you have a $5,000 client, a $50,000 client, there's like, oh, I hired you to do the job, so I trust you to do it. Make it happen. Anytime, I'm telling you guys, anytime my clients now, they said, I paid you, I trust you because I paid you. I pay you to trust you. They don't want to deal with it. Right before, when I was charging $100, $150, $300 for a photo shoot, they were on me because they didn't trust that I was going to get the job done correctly. They couldn't believe, okay, I'm paying such a low value for this, or such a low price for the service. I don't trust that it's going to get done correctly. So I'm gonna make sure, I'm gonna be all on top of you just to make sure that it gets done correctly. So be careful what you're attracting when you're doing that constantly, right? And you'll start, the more you start to raise your prices, you'll start to see the difference. You'll start to see it inch up, more and more. Okay. So last thing, next few point, I want y'all to remember one thing. If y'all don't take anything else from this call, right, is that time is your most valuable asset that we have, right? Money, you can spend it and you can make it right back, right? Things, you can eat food and you'll get more food the next day. I don't know. But time is the only thing in this world that we can never get back. So you can discount a product, right? Discount something that you can, it's endless supply of, right? Time is one thing you cannot get an endless supply of. So I want y'all to remind y'all of something, right? When you are discounting your services and when you're devaluing your services in any way, shape, or form, just remember the time and effort that you put out, that anyone put out to say, hey, I'm going to promote $100 offer, right? Right. So I was talking about this the other day, and you're saying, let's say you're promoting $100 offer. You're going to have to make the promotional post. You have to get on social media and talk about that promotional post and post about it every single day. I know this because even with me I have about around 18 to 19,000 followers up until this point. And whenever I'm promoting anything at all, I know the type of work that goes into marketing something and making sure that you're hitting sales and making those sales. So imagine you're doing all that effort for $100 offer. Why not take that exact same effort that you're going to use to promote $100 offer to then spend that same effort to promote $1,000 offer? I'm just saying. Right. So if I'm going to be posting every day, posting on my story, making reels about this, letting people know, hey, I got $100 special going on. Right. Why not take that same effort and go create content that attracts your actual clients, giving them actual value, saying, hey, this is what you need to prep for your photo shoot. Or here's my work. Here's a behind the scenes in before and after my work. I'm just saying. I don't mean to ruffle no feathers, but I'm just saying. Why not? Right. Just think about it. All right. And last but not least, let's talk about the logistics. Okay. So let's talk about the logistics of what goes into running, discounting your services, or even doing discounts at all. So I want y'all to, I want to make sure y'all still paying attention to me. Drop a one in the chat box if you do not own your own studio. Like I said, I don't mean to offend. I don't mean to, but I said I'm keeping it real with y'all this entire call. Y'all gave me permission, but I just need to know. If you do not own your own studio, drop a one in the chat box. I'm going to drop a one because I don't own my own studio. That's me. Okay, cool. The ones are flooding in on Instagram, right? If you own your own studio, this doesn't apply to you. But if you do not own your own studio, drop a one in the chat box. Okay. Now, drop a two in the chat box if you have a full-time, yeah, that's it. Drop a two in the chat box if you have a full-time editing team, somebody who works on editing for you and just does all the culling and editing for you. Yeah, drop a two in the chat box. I'm gonna drop a two because I do. Well, they don't do everything, but I got a team of people who do help me with that. Okay, so I figure those twos are gonna dry up by this point in time, but I see a lot of ones coming in the chat box. Okay, I see 1, 2 coming in over there. Donna said, "Yep, me." Delaya said crickets. Okay, good. So y'all see where if y'all don't already see where I'm going with this, I'm gonna explain it to you. Okay. So when you decide, hey, I'm gonna run a discount, right? I'm gonna run $100 photo shoot special. Now, what comes into executing a photo shoot, right? Unless you're shooting on location, then one, you're gonna need a studio. So, and a lot of you guys said you do not own your own studio. So if you do not, I'm talking to specifically my studio photographer. So if you're a natural light photographer, this doesn't apply to you. But if you have to rent a studio, minimum, you're going to be paying anywhere between $30 to $50 an hour. So now you said, I'm going to shoot this client for $100. I'm going to shoot this for $200 or $300. You're already cutting $50 out of your overhead every single time you decide to go shoot. Now that's the financial aspect of it when you're cutting into your overhead. Let's talk about, actually, no, I'm not even done there. Studio space, the gas it takes you to pull up to the studio, right? Subscription costs that you're paying for, all that is cutting to your overhead that we're not considering. Sometimes even more. Brianna said it, sometimes more. So much goes into that. So I want you to keep that in mind. But let's talk about the time cost. When you then, I don't know, not a single photographer who takes less than 50 pictures at a session, or less than 100 photos. And if that's you, then I need you on my team today, and I need you to show me how. Because no matter what, I'm guaranteed to take every 20, 30 minutes, I'm going to probably take another 50 or more photos. That's just me. That's just me. So when I take that many photos, and when you're taking that many photos, you have to then call those images. A lot of y'all said we're quiet when you said you didn't have an editor or somebody on your team calling editing for you. So you have to edit those images. You have to upload those images. You have to manage those files and back them up. That takes time. So logistically, a lot of ways that does not make sense for you to do that. Okay. So that's why I don't encourage you guys to don't devalue yourself, because there's so much more. And I want y'all to think so much more about what goes into this, goes into your business, and thinking like a business owner logistically. Does it make sense? So if it makes sense for you logistically, then hey, run it up. Run it up. I'm not talking to you. This call is not for you. But if it does not make sense for you logistically, why take the effort and the time to devalue your brand, attract price shoppers, and waste your time doing things that you could be applying to something that's much more profitable, right? So we're going to talk about what is much more. I'm 200 to 300 plus every time. Okay. I like that. I like that. A1, period. Correct me. Okay, so let's talk about what's much more profitable, right? And a lot of times, you guys, if you're finding yourself in a place where, hey, you're questioning, hey, do I need to just go ahead and lower my prices, right? Which a lot of times that's a fear-based decision, right? We decide, hey, we confident enough to start charging for our work. We're confident enough to start even boosting our prices. Like, let's say if you're already on this call and you're already charging, you're already at a place where you're like, hey, I got consistent clients, but I'm scared to boost my prices, right? You might fall into that category. And if you don't, a lot of times it's fear-based, right? So we find ourselves in this fear or this price anxiety, right? When it comes to charging what we're worth, right? Price. How many guys deal with price anxiety? I know I do oftentimes, and it's not an easy place to be in, right? So a lot of times when we're dealing with price anxiety, our confidence is not all the way there. And on top of that, we're like questioning whether or not, and if we're still not getting booked, but we know our work is good, then a lot of times, 99% of the time, you guys, I'm more than confident that 99% of the time, your prices aren't the issue, right? A lot of times your prices is not the issue of what's keeping you from getting booked, right? So I want y'all to think about that. Think about this statement real quick. 99% of the time, your prices are not what's keeping you. I feel like I've been taking too many. Okay, then you might have to, exactly. So that's another thing. If you're taking too many and you find yourself burnt out, then you're not taking high quality clients. I'm sorry, I have to say it. The quality of your clients, because you want to be charging a higher price point, so where you're not feeling like you're having to overwork yourself. You're putting yourself in a specific lane where people specifically want to book you, and that means that's an indication you need to raise your prices. A1. So yes, you guys, 99% of the time, your prices are not, it's not what's keeping you booked. And I'm going to tell you exactly what it is, right? Or give you like a checklist of things to think about, right? That's going to get you profitable, right? Building a profitable business does not just come with raising your prices, right? That's the baseline of what you should do, or that's the foundation of what you should be doing. So what's going to build business profitability outside of boosting your prices? There's a lot of things as a business owner that we need to identify what the problem is in our business that's holding us back, right? So first things first, let's talk about it. I want y'all to pull out, this is where I really want y'all to start taking notes again. Okay. So is it easy? I want to ask yourself, is it easy to book you? A lot of times what's holding you back from being booked is not your pricing. Sometimes you may just have a systems issue, right? So let's identify if you have a systems issue. One, how easy is it for people to book you? Right? How long does it take you to reply to inquiries whenever it comes in to you? Do you take a day maybe? Are you taking a few hours, right? Because a lot of times the difference between somebody booking me or somebody booking A1, I'm sorry, you're the first person I see. A1 might be the fact that I have a system that automatically replies to my clients no matter what. And A1 may take another 3 hours and someone's needing to make a decision quick. So what I was mentioning here, so with my system, when soon as somebody submits an inquiry form with me, they're automatically booking a consult call. We're getting on the phone immediately. Or they can book it immediately and we can schedule something. So how long is it taking people to check in with you, right? And if that's the case, if you're taking a long time, right, to prep, and on top of that, same thing, not just with booking, but let's talk about inquiries. I mean, invoices, right? So after you get off the phone with somebody, or maybe you have something like Acuity, right, or somebody sends you a DM, is it taking you way too long to send them off an invoice? Because that wait period, that time frame is holding you back in a lot of ways, a lot of ways. I even had one of my students, Jasmine. This was like the turning point for her, from barely getting bookings to now booking next 3 clients. I had her set up an automated system, right, where she had templates, everything that she needed to automatically follow up with all her leads and go back. And once somebody, after she got off the consult call with somebody, if they didn't book immediately, she now has a system where they automatically get a follow up email a day, 24 hours later, like, hey, basically saying, hey, your invoice is ready to submit your deposit. Small things like that, you guys, can be the break or the reason why some you're getting bookings and why you're not. The little things, the little things. She made that one small adjustment. She got 3 new clients within the next few weeks or next week. Small things. Your client, yeah, honestly, your next client may already be already in your right, already in your queue. I don't know what to call it, but it's already in your project's queue, and you don't even know it because you didn't follow up with them. You got on one call with them, and they said, "Oh, I need a day to think about it," and you never followed up with them, and they didn't book you. Something as simple as that. All right. Now, next point is your business profitability checklist. Does your packages clearly communicate your value? Ask yourself that. Does your packages clearly communicate your value? Okay. So whenever I talk to a new lead, or yeah, anybody new, I always break down to them. Y'all see this on my story. I'm always showing this. Yeah, I'm not only am I always showing this on my story, but when a new lead comes in, I'm gonna walk them through this as well. Right. They know they're gonna get a strategy call from me. Right. They know they get unlimited looks within their time frame because I work with business owners, so that makes sense for them. Right. They know they're gonna get a free copy of my post guide that I created. They know my turnaround time is gonna be fast. So, how are you communicating your value through your packages? This is all part of my service guide that I send off to my clients so they get to view this and look at this. Okay. So I want y'all to think about that and ask yourself and audit your business mentally, or not even just mentally, but I want y'all to go back in and audit your business and ask yourself, hey, when people are seeing my packages, is it just saying deliverables? You get 3 retouch images, right? You get 3 retouch images. The session it's a birthday session and it's only an hour long, right? That doesn't, what does that communicate? Because I'm going to tell you, you and the next 5 photographers they're going to go look at has the exact same thing. So what is separating you from that person? Okay. Now, does your not just your packages, right? Your packages is a part of your marketing, but does your marketing, right, communicate a clear message? Right? So when you're creating posts for social media, actually a lot of y'all probably aren't even posting, but if you are posting, does your marketing communicate a clear message to the type of clients that you want to attract? And if you aren't posting, this is my challenge to you too, to start getting your content out there, you guys. Okay. So just as much as that's important, just as much as your packaging, communicating clear message, my marketing does the exact same thing. So if you scroll through a lot of my reels, you'll see you'll know exactly when I'm talking to my target audience. I say shots for every realtor needs in their brand photos, for their brand photos, right? I'll have something like this for realtors. I have something like this for a makeup artist. I'll have something similar to this for lawyers, or anybody who I want to see as like a Black business owner, which is my target audience. I'm going to create a clear message that markets to them. Additionally, my website communicates the exact same thing, which is basically my photo shoot framework. So all this breaks down, you guys, step by step, what exactly, who am I targeting, who I'm being read for filth. No, uh, exactly who I'm targeting, exactly who I'm talking to, and who I want to connect with. Everything ties into that. And that's what it comes with thinking as a business owner, not just a hustler. Okay. Next thing, does the quality of your portfolio match the type of clients that you want to attract? Now, this one might get under somebody's skin, but let's talk about this. Okay. Does your quality of your portfolio, a lot of you guys say, hey, I want to book an $1,000 client, a $2,000 client. I'm base minimum. I need $5,000 to be profitable, right? However, I'm going to be honest with you guys, and someone has to say, if the quality of your portfolio is not there, people not book you. It's the product. Sometimes it might just be the product. Okay, so meaning if you're wanting to book and work with branding clients, maternity clients, but all your all your portfolio, all your work says that I just shoot birthdays, I shoot nude women, I shoot cars, I shoot babies, right? That will not attract somebody looking to hire a brand photographer is not going to book you. And they will not pay top dollar for it. They want to pay somebody and work with somebody they know in their heart of hearts is going to get the job done. I'm not even gonna lie, it doesn't, but probably 75% close to. I love it. 75% is close to. But if that's not for you, then y'all, if just take with this. If it's for you, then it's for you. If it's not for you, I get it. But yes, you guys, I want y'all to know, like, the quality of your portfolio does matter. The product matters. So I challenge you to work on that. Okay. Work on building your portfolio so that way when people come to you and people want to work, when people come to you, they know, hey, they trust that Brianna is going to get the job done. They know Janice is going to get the job done, right? They know Alicia is gonna. If I call on Alicia, I can trust Alicia. If I call, I'm looking for a brand photographer. I'm gonna call Alicia, and she's gonna knock it out the park every single time. Because why? She has evidence after evidence that's there that the work is gonna be quality. That other people want to work with her, and she's gonna get the job done. Simple. It's simple as that. So I want y'all to audit y'all's portfolio and look over that and say, hey, does this match the type of clients that I want to work with? Okay. Now, the last thing is, right, if you are business, we're talking about business profitability checklist, right? You cannot, I talked about this earlier in the call, you cannot be profitable if your cost of doing business is not there. If your baseline cost is not there. So if you ideally, how many of you guys want to go full time on this call? Drop full-time in the chat box. If you're part-time still, that's fine. But if you're like, hey, I want to be a full-time photographer, I'm only talking to 2 full-time photographers right now, and you're just not there yet. If you're already a full-time photographer, I'm not talking to you. But if you're trying to get there, let me see. All right, cool. All right, cool. So I see me's, I see full-time over here. Perfect. Okay. So a big mistake that I made early on is that I was like, I want to go full-time, right? But when I decided to go full time, I was like, why am I not being profitable? Why am I feeling like I need to run a special right now? If you're feeling like you need to run a special, you guys, it's maybe because you're not charging what you need to be full time, right? So I want you to calculate something. One, what does it cost you to do business? So what you guys can do, and I'm gonna drop a link in the chat box. If you already have it, then you already know what if you've been on Money Shot Mondays before, you already know what I'm talking about. But I'm gonna drop a link where you can calculate exactly what it's costing you to do business. Add up your subscription costs. If you own a studio, what is your equipment costing you per month? What is gas, insurance, all these things that it takes for you to execute on your business on a monthly basis. Calculate that up. So what is it yearly? That might be 12,000. Monthly on average is probably 1,000. Now, how much do you need to be making on a personal level to pay your bills, take care of your kids, pay, all the things that come with you living on a day-to-day basis on a personal level. Now I want you to incorporate what that after-tax number is going to be. What is it costing you after taxes? And I said 35%. I don't know what tax bracket y'all are in, but y'all know where y'all know what I mean. But just calculate it based off of your tax bracket. I just said that what's the highest tax bracket? That we can do. Okay. Now divide that, you got a yearly, and then you want to divide that. Sorry, you guys, I'm pulling up this link for you guys. Okay, you want to divide that monthly. You want to take that yearly cost. And you want to divide that monthly. Now I want you to determine how many shoots that you want to be doing per week and how many shoots that you want to be doing per month. And when you, whatever that number comes out to be, once you do that math, add all that up and you divide that by your monthly shoots and your weekly shoots, that's the minimum. Or you take that monthly number, right? You take that entire number from what you need to be making on a business level, on a personal level, add up the taxes, and you're going to divide that by what you need, how many shoots you want to ideally take per month. Divide that up by what the per month average is, and then you're going to divide that up how many shoots you want per week. So you take the monthly average, you say, hey, okay, that needs to be, divide that by four weeks. That's the baseline of what the minimum you need to leave the house for. The minimum. And if you're not hitting that number and you're going to do shoots and you're calculating the math and it's not adding up, you guys, then it's not going to be profitable. Tell yourself, hey, if I'm not hitting this number, I'm not profitable. Okay, cool. I know it was a lot to explain, but like I said, I'm trying to pull up this link. I'm going to drop it to you guys. If you don't get it, I will add it attached to the end of the call email that I send out to everybody. But I want y'all to calculate this and make sure that whenever you're doing photo shoots and you're moving as a business owner, you know exactly what it's going to cost you to do so. Okay. All right. So now I talked about how to increase the level of services that you're doing. I mean, the increase the value of the service that you're offering. So that way you could demand a higher price, right? But now I want to talk about if you decide to do discounts, right? Because I want to be realistic, right? At some point in time, you may have to do a discount, right? Even if you are like, hey, I'm setting my rates properly and I'm standing on business. But if you decide to do so, if you decide, hey, I'm going to do a discount, I want you, everything I said about being a business owner versus being a hustler is about moving with intention, doing every single thing with intention. Okay. So instead of saying, hey, coming on social media and saying, hey, I'm going to do $100 photo shoot session or $200 photo shoot sessions, this is what I want you to do instead. I want you to do mini sessions. And then I'm going to show you exactly how you're going to run it, you guys. Exactly. A play for play on exactly how you're going to execute it. Actually, if anything, I love mini sessions because I think it's a great way to connect with your audience, right? Provide samples and find new clients. If you position it correctly and you move with intention, this is a great tool that you can use to level up your business. Now, if you're going to do mini sessions, the first thing you want to do is have it be a theme or a purpose, right? So when I say a theme or a purpose, if you're in the branding space or if your goal is to tap into the personal branding space or any type of branding, then I need you to have a brand mini session. Okay. If you are doing maternity photos and you want to work with more moms or more pregnant women, then I need you to do a maternity mini session or a mommy mini. That's actually a cute name. Somebody steal that and tag me. Okay. Do a mommy mini session, do a baby mini session, do a stout shoot. You design a set or design a location and you do something that's themed around the type of clients that you want to serve. Okay. So have a theme or a purpose behind it. If you're like, hey, Mecca, I don't have a niche just yet, right? I don't have a niche just yet. I'm struggling to find one. I'm just not there, but I have an artistic style or a way that I like to shoot, right? I have a dreamy aesthetic. I have a contrasty aesthetic, whatever that might be, do a style shoot around that. Years ago when I did mine, I did a bunch of like backdrop sets, right? Or did a bunch of like silk backdrop sets. I thought my whole aesthetic was going to be around. I was like, dang, I don't see anybody doing silk backdrops or a ton of silk backdrops. I'm going to do a silk backdrop theme set. Okay, at the time, I'm gonna be honest. If I was being real with myself, the product was not there, y'all. The silk backdrop set was a horrible idea, but at least I tried it. But that's why I want y'all to think like it's just basically like something tailored to who you are or what the type of things that you're into. Yes, holiday minis, Mother's Day minis, all those are great. Okay. Now, the second thing you're going to do, and this is a non-negotiable, you guys, non-negotiable, because not only are we just, if we're going to lower the price of our services, and we're actually not even going to lower the price of our services. I'm going to tell you what you're going to do instead. Okay. So if you're going to offer something to someone, get content. I just talked about marketing, right? And if we're doing a theme shoot with purpose and with intent, if I'm doing a brand content shoot, right? And I'm doing it for the fact that I want to attract other business owners. I'm going to get content. If you cannot hire a videographer, you're going to hire a content person. I'm going to show you. Oh shoot, my link is not going to work because I'm already on. Oh no, I'm already on Instagram. Okay, but you guys, if you want an example of this was supposed to be a link that takes you to an example of what I'm talking about. But if you guys want an example of this, I want you guys to go on my page, scroll back to December 12th, 2023. It is not that far away, but December 12th, 2023, I dropped a perfect example of what I'm talking about. I hired a videographer. When I didn't have a videographer, I still had my assistant there getting content for me. And if I didn't have that, then I would have had my tripod on a stand for every single person that I was shooting that day. And I was going to get a video of every single one. Chop up that content and post it alongside the pictures that I have of that person. Okay. And I want you guys, another thing, I want you to treat, if you're going to do this, I want you to treat these clients just like you would treat a regular client. Be professional, send off contracts, send off reminder emails, and send off all the communication correspondence that you need to ensure that they're having amazing experience, because not your content is not the only thing that's going to market you. Word of mouth will. Referrals sometimes have saved my business more than what might be posting content has done as well. So value them all the same. They will serve you just as much. Okay. And last thing you're going to do, make it exclusive. Please, please, please make this exclusive. Okay. So what I mean is we're not going to be dropping mini sessions and saying, hey, I'm doing mini sessions for the entire month of June. No, that's a special and that's a discount. We're not doing that. Okay. What this is going to be is something you're going to do for maybe a weekend, maybe two weekends in a row if you have to, right? But don't do this actually, even once a month is something you're going to do. I can guarantee you, if you have a certain financial number that you need to hit for the month and you do this once a month and you do it correctly, you're going to hit it every time. You're going to hit it every time. And even when you're marketing, you guys, you're going to market to a specific group of people, but this is a great way to do it. If you're going to, like I said, everything needs to be done with intention. If you are going to run any kind of special and run any kind of discount. Now, how are you going to price this? Okay. How are you going to price this? So whatever you charge on your hourly rate, right? You're just going to cut that in half and you're going to do 30-minute sessions. So you're still making your hourly rate, right? So if you charge, let's say if you charge $100 an hour for the sake of math, right? Your mini session might be 30-minute time slots, but you're going to do it for $50. $50 per time slot. Okay? If that makes sense, drop a 2 in the chat box if this is making sense and y'all are following me. If y'all still tuned in, y'all still taking notes, drop a 2 in the chat box. I just want to make sure y'all still here with me. I know it's taking long to load. Okay, cool. I had to make sure. All right, cool. So y'all are still here. I love it. So yes, you guys, this is what I'm saying. Just if you're going to do it, I just want you to do it with some intention, have a plan, have a purpose behind every single thing that you're doing. So that way, you know exactly what's to come. All right, exactly how to not just make a quick buck, not just hustle up something real quick, but build something for longevity. I'm gonna tell you guys, I ran this in December. I did this exactly I remember I did this in December because I said, hey, in 2024, I'm going to double down on focusing. I knew in 2023 that I wanted to work specifically with brand clients. And I started that at the beginning of 2023. But I said, all right, in 2024, I'm really going to even double down on this 10 times harder. So I started in December intentionally. I said, I'm going to do a brand content party in December of 2020. In December of 2023. I don't know how many you guys remember that, or if you were even following me at the time, but I ran it back in December. I shot over that day. I was tired, y'all. I was so tired, but I think we shot around 10 or 15 people that day. And every single week, y'all would have saw me posting content, hey, that session, that 20-minute session I shot with that person, and I dropped the content right after that. I did a whole video drop. I came with posing with everything, and it just kept going and going and going. So y'all can imagine how that skyrocketed, not just being content for that one day. Hey, I did a brand content party, but it fed into more content that I needed over the course of time to target new people. On top of that, here's a bonus for you guys to take away from that. On top of that, I made a requirement for everybody to give me a review or feedback. So not only does content build your market, I mean, build your clientele, right? People want to see that you're busy. People want to see that you're working. People want to see that people like working with you, right? But testimonials, what was people's experience like working with you? Collect testimonials, gather those as much as possible, because those reviews and people knowing that, hey, you're likable, hey, you're a professional, hey, you do a great job on set, and your work is not just your work is not just amazing, but you're a great business owner too. People want to see that. So I'm telling you now, make sure you're collecting those testimonials. And then now with the logistics side of it, so I talked about this earlier. We said oftentimes logistics is an issue. Now what you're going to do, the first time I did this, I did it in a $40 studio, right? I did a $40 studio I did it for, yeah, I did it in a $40 per hour studio the very first time that I did this, right? Before I was like, hey, I can afford to do this at a lifestyle studio space, or better yet, before I knew I had Peerspace credits. But I'm going to tell you guys, I'm going to get to that point too. I did a $40 per hour studio space. Incorporate those overhead costs into your fees. Please incorporate those overhead costs. Thinking like a business owner, once again, you guys. So if it costs you $40 an hour to rent the studio for 4 hours, you do 4 times 4, it costs you $160 to rent it for 4 hours to run your mini sessions, right? If you're going to do it in studio, just take that cost and incorporate that, so you're not coming out of pocket, and everything that you're going to make is going to be all profit. If we're thinking, like I said, thinking like a business owner, you guys. Okay. Simple. Another thing, let's talk about the timing and the culling. Cull everything in one. Everything in one. You can put them in separate folders as you need to, but you can manage it when you back them up into one folder. That's why I say I want you guys to do this only in one day and make it exclusive and make it a limited time offer, not just because of marketing purposes, but also because logistic purposes, it makes the most sense. Okay, so that's the system. All right. I'm sorry, I said I'm going to go back to one thing. So yes, you guys, if you decide, hey, I'm going to do a lifestyle studio set with your current clients, if you're currently booking your studio spaces for your current clients, I probably shouldn't be saying this on Instagram Live, but I'll just tell you guys anyway. I'm not holding back. I don't gatekeep. But if you're currently booking your studio spaces for your current clients, you're doing yourself a disservice. Have them book the studio spaces for you, so that way you can at least get a credit or any type of affiliate credit that you can then use to run your mini sessions. Now you can book a studio space completely for free. So that's a bonus point there too. Now you don't even have to incorporate it into your pricing if you don't want to, or you may even charge it and you can just profit if you want, make it profit if you want to. But that's the T, you guys. That's the T. That's the T. Okay, so we're at the end of this webinar, you guys. If you got value from this, drop value in the chat box. If you got value from me telling you guys exactly how you're going to stay booked, how you're going to book clients consistently, and if you're going to use this to level up your business, or if you found something in here or had an aha moment that's going to help you level up your business, drop value in the chat box. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. I love it. I love it. Okay, cool, cool, cool. Run that last part back. All right, y'all. This is actually being recorded. You will be able to catch this on the my YouTube channel after the fact. So if you want to tune in, you will have access to this. So now I'm gonna keep Instagram going. Okay, you guys. So now I'm glad you guys got so much value from this, but I just want to share with you guys. So once again, if you got value from this, then I want to see all of you guys. I want to challenge all of y'all to take something from this and just go and run up your business. This is obviously this is not a long journey, but this is not an easy journey. And I understand where everybody's coming from because I've been through it. I've been there, you guys. But it's possible. I know so many of you guys. I know I've seen a lot of people on here. I know a lot of people on here, and I know you have amazing work. I know you're talented. I know you're a dope photographer. But if profitability is your struggle, if you're finding quality clients consistently, right, is your struggle, then don't sit there and just struggle. Get help. Y'all, I say this all the time. I invested in coaching back in, was it last year? Oh my God. Last year, I was already full-time in my business. However, there were things I knew I needed to tweak. I knew I can go to a new level. I knew I could push it a little bit further. So I invested into coaching. Shout out to my coach. Y'all know who he is. But shout out to him. But I invested into coaching. I invested in things that's going to help me level up and scale my business, you guys. And that's what completely transformed me. Right. That's what completely transformed my systems to everything. How I move today. If y'all knew me from like 3 years ago, y'all would be like, Mecca, you're a whole different person. Right. When I was here and shooting all the dope work that I still love to this day and inspires me to this day. I was barely making money, right? Here I was charging $185. As you can see, it's the same this is the same photo that I just showed y'all on the previous slide, right? That I was charging $175 for a photo shoot, right? This is back in like 2020, you guys, right? I was a person, and I'm only talking to y'all from experience. I was a person who was doing Black Friday specials or doing shoot specials for $100, and my price was already $200. So I don't know why I was going down to $100. It's ghetto, right? So I had great work, but I didn't know. It took someone else being on the outside looking in to let me know that it wasn't just that I needed to work on. I needed to work on building out a profitable portfolio that actually attracted my ideal clients, right? Building out my systems, right? I was over here taking clients through Cash App. I had through Acuity, through all types of things, right? And I didn't have anything in place. I'm getting to that, Delia. So stay tuned. I didn't have anything in place, right? My website wasn't set up for profitability, none of it, right? So I was just doing anything. And so I was wondering why I kept getting burnt out, right? Why I kept just working with anybody and I didn't have people wanting to actually work with me, or I didn't have longevity in my business because I wasn't creating a sustainable business. I didn't have the systems in place to do so. My pricing and packaging wasn't there. I didn't even know how to package a package because package or price a package. If y'all see here, I was like in studio session, 1 hour, one look, 1 hour, 4 final retouch images. Like, okay, like what else comes with that? I didn't know what I was doing. I was like portrait package here, headshot package there. I had grab package there. I had all types of stuff going on, right? And this may not be you, right? This may not be you. But if you find yourself in a place where, hey, I need to work on, I need someone's help to help me identify what it is I need to work on, then I have something special for you guys. Oh, last thing, you guys, marketing. I struggle with marketing. Like I would work with somebody would hire me to book me to do their birthday shoot, and that was that. Right? I never saw those people again. Right. So how was I gonna market myself? And on top of that, not just market myself and only constantly be attracting new leads, but what was gonna help me create client retention? What was going to help me create client retention in my business, right? Those are all the things that I needed to work on. The moment I worked on that, I got invested in coaching and I leveled up all those skills outside. I leveled up my skill sets or my business skill sets outside of just photography skill sets. I went from then charging $185 for a photo shoot, $200 for a photo shoot, to now on average, I book out all my $1,200 photo shoots, you guys. And and actually this is changing too, but then now I'm going to be really transparent because I really wanted to take this off of, actually, I might even just close out YouTube. I mean, not YouTube, but Instagram. And I feel weird even sharing this, you guys. But even then, after boosting, not just boosting my pricing, but and look at the quality from what this package looks like from these packages in 2020 to now how fleshed out it looks, right? It looks cleaner. It looks like it's clear on who I'm attracting. It's clear on who I'm talking to, right? So I want to give you guys this type of transformation. And like I said, I don't preach the idea of, hey, making 4 to 5 figures a month in your business because it sounds cool, but I'm only saying that because I know what's possible. I don't say it to brag. I don't say it to flex. I don't say it to be boastful. I feel actually, I'm going to click past the side really quickly. So if you want to see it, you can see it. But I show this to show you guys evidence of what's possible in your business when you have a focus and when you know exactly how to build a business and not just hustling and just trying to like pull things together. Okay. And you're building something with intention. So you guys, this is one of the reasons why I stepped into coaching, not because, hey, I'm just trying to do something just to put something else out there, be somebody's new mentor, be what, like, no, that wasn't the case. I just knew what it took for me to do it. And I knew what it was like to be in those phases of, trying to find clients, knowing you were good enough, but you didn't know, you felt like you weren't good enough because people weren't booking you as much. Your value was tied to how many people were booking you. And you're like, what's going on? right? So all that stuff made me just feel like inadequate at times. But I got past that point, right? I moved past that point. I've grown and I've elevated my business to totally new heights. And this is what it took me to get there, right? I had to rebuild my portfolio, right? So over the next 4 weeks with the boot camp that I do every week, or every other month, I'm sorry, I go over portfolio building. I go over systems and websites, right? We cover everything that it takes for you to build out your systems, build out your website, your CRM, choosing the right software, step-by-step guides to building a profitable website, pricing your packages, understanding what the cost of your doing business is, and doing a deep dive into that. Talking about pricing strategies, talking about the formula for creating foundational prices, right? The last thing is marketing and client retention. Now, if I don't know anything, I know marketing, you guys. So what right pricing strategy works to help you attract your ideal client, right? How are you going to not just network online and attracting clients online, but how are you going to get offline to start attracting people as well? How are you going to leverage email marketing, building strong client relationships? All these things go into building a profitable business, right? And building a business for longevity as well. On top of that, you guys, I'm big on giving out templates and workbooks and give you guys everything that you need and all the tools that you need to really scale your business. So if that's you and I'm talking to you, y'all, enrollment officially for Photography Business Bootcamp opens up on June 5th. Opens up on June 5th. However, today and today only, I have 5 slots available. 5 slots. So if that's you and I talked to you on this call and you got something from what I talked to you guys today, and you know, like, hey, Mecca, I know I'm great at this. Not just good, I know I'm dope at this. But, my client retention is not there. Or finding new clients is not there. My sales just aren't there yet. Let's work together to identify what that is, and let's build upon that. On top of that, y'all, I'm real generous, right? Now, just for the sake of this call, I can't offer a discount because it's called no discount call. But what I will do is for anybody who enrolls today, and I have you on the list, but if anybody who enrolls today, not only will you have early enrollment to bootcamp, but you'll also get a business audit from me. So we'll get on a call, sit on a call for around 30 minutes, and we'll go through your business and pinpoint those exact things, and we'll work on it one-on-one together to figure out what it is exactly that you need to work on. For 5 people today only. So if I'm talking to you, you can scan the QR code. If you're already on Instagram, then use your other phone. Or I might just send me a DM. I don't know how you're going to do that. But if I'm talking to you and this is something that you're like, hey, Mike, I'm serious about building and growing and scaling my business this year. And it's time for me to make a change. It's time for me to start making 4 to 5, 6 figures a month. And I'm not just showing y'all the numbers from this year, y'all. This has been ongoing. So the evidence is there. I'm not just here being the mentor that's like, hey, I could teach you how to do something that I've not done before. I've been in your shoes and I've done the work to transform my business. I want to teach you guys how to do the exact same thing. So yes, I hope to see you guys on the bootcamp. But stay tuned. Enrollment for bootcamp opens up June 5th. So stay tuned for that. If you miss enrollment for today, just keep in mind there's only 10 spots available. So there's going to be 5 spots left after today. So if you miss it, I don't know what to tell you. But there's only 10 spots available. I hope to see you guys. I hope to see you guys at bootcamp. If not, y'all, I would love to tap in with you guys consistently. See y'all at the next Money Shot Mondays and catch the replay on YouTube. This will be here. Make sure y'all tune in. So if you missed it, if you missed the earlier parts of the call and you want to hear more about it, you can go on YouTube and catch more. All right, you guys, closing out. Bye. Thank y'all for joining. I appreciate y'all.